G'day, today we're going to have a look at the weekly challenge. This one is set in Manila, and this is the weekly challenge of 15th of August. So diagonal roads require double the amount, some colors are always circles, bridges do not require road tiles. So we sort of lose some road tiles on the diagonals, then we gain some on the bridges. But, I mean, this isn't a very wide river, so it won't be too many on the bridges. I don't mind Manila too much. It is the owner of one of my biggest scores and absurdly popular videos for about a week. I think I had one video I posted and it hit about 200,000 views in 14 days probably. Round it down to 14. But I think after that point, they amended the level to say that it and Rio de Janeiro were actually accidentally too easy, that you could rack up a higher score in them. And unfortunately, I never really took full advantage, I think, Rio at that point, and so didn't end up with a stupidly high score in that, just in Manila. I say stupidly high, but it's still underneath 10,000, I think. Now, this circular guy here is not too bad a setup. He's got 4 houses already. That's not too much of a distance for him to get there. Obviously, if we had houses a little, like in this section, it would be great, because anywhere closer is always going to be more ideal. Unsure I need to shift this guy yet. If this guy's going to say square, this yellow house on the north side of this is going to stay abandoned, because it's more important to have the direct, faster route for the circular cars. And I mean, you can already see we've got almost as many houses for this square as we do for that circle, at about the same distance as well. One tricky thing is that you can make this this sort of curl that I'm doing there, where it does come around like that. You can just make like a backwards turn. But I don't know. I do like the sense that they're not doing a sharp turn back. It probably impacts them in no way. Like, it doesn't make them go any slower or anything, but at least looks a little bit prettier. I don't like having 2 guys connected to the same section, to the same set of houses. Luckily, they are both squares. We are going to have to make that guy curl sharp back now, so that we can have those 2 guys separate at the roundabout. We probably can make that guy go up there, and then we can have this guy come across here. No harm in having them, more guys if we can, connect into the roundabout rather than to just into the road. If we have 2 more houses further south here, we can get rid of that roundabout and just have that cut along, so that they're 2 separate roads entirely. But since this guy's currently operating off one house on the southern end, we will stick with them sort of sharing the load. Again, they're both squares as well, so it's not too dire at this point. More when someone needs the attention of a circle that we really have to start worrying about it. Like, you can see how fast requirements are coming to this guy, and this the blue and the pinks compared to the other ones. But it's also a good thing. It means that my score is climbing a lot quicker, especially with these guys where they're in a pretty good position. For like, this blue is in pretty decent shape. How close he is to that housing, and pink's not too bad either. And what this should create is that this guy actually won't look as bad as he has been for this last little period, you might notice that he seems to have slowed down a bit, and that's because his work is now being divided between two, like all the demand of things going to blue is divided between two guys as opposed to three like it was. Sorry, between one like it was. So it sort of does mellow it out a little bit. Alright, well these two guys we're gonna have to get looking south. Let's pause for a second here while we work this out. So what we'll do is, I guess if we go that way, we can have them sort of connect like that. Get rid of that. It does reduce this guy to only 2, which isn't great. Means that these two guys I do actually have to consider using somewhere. These two guys we bring south. I might have to reclaim this roundabout. Not sure there's any easy way to get this guy off that road and onto this one. I mean, that isn't the best of setups, but it's not great to get a yellow guy back here. It's more yellow guys that are just sort of too far removed. These two blue guys at the top are not bad position to take care or look, at least contribute to the this more northern blue. Would mean that at least we can shift one of these guys off. It just means that it's not the prettiest of connections that they've got going. But that makes it 3 to him, 3 there, and then these two guys can come over here, so that's 5 looking after this guy. I don't like having a connection like that. Hope that this goes pink, because otherwise it's a really annoying connection. It's an annoying connection to be as is anyway, but really I can pick my poison and weigh those guys' face. I would really like a roundabout, but because I am still sort of indifferently using diagonals to how I normally would, it has kept me pretty low in the amount of tiles that I've got. Road tiles. I also haven't like used my motorway yet, but I don't think anyone looks to be in too much of a dire position to need one. As soon as I say that though, this guy pops up and definitely needs a motorway to help him out. Let's turn that guy around, even though he's the closest one. Actually, that guy too. We'll use these guys that are outside of that loop to help here. And then we will use our sort of group together guys to take care of this one. Of which there appear to be many. We'll take motorway, because motorway is our preference in all situations. You kind of need to move that a little bit just so we can see what's happening with this guy here. So that's a shame we can't get that guy to connect into that, but at least we the offset is that he gets to be the closest guy to look after this pink. Won't be mad about that. Well, let's flip these guys around so that they're with the sort of bigger group. And I mean, it definitely, even though this guy's not circular, it's not ideal to have him being looked after by someone on the other side of the map. Also not ideal that this guy's only being looked after by one house. I do have to make sure I stay on focus to that this, I'm aware when that house actually gets put in. Though I think that my concerns there are sort of stemming from a era in this game where the houses didn't flash when they didn't have anyone attached to them. So hopefully I don't miss it for too long. Okay, so that's now 3 guys on that house. Does mean that that is definitely the worst outcome I think we could have had for who was going to show up there. So it's tricky to connect because it would cause that to sort of now be an intersection as opposed to just 3 driveways. So we can't even reach this guy at this stage. Get out of the way. So then what we can do is we can sort of get rid of that. Get those 3 guys connected to there. Then when we reach over here, doesn't much matter, does it? I was going to have them try and loop around this section, but I realized that they've got to have to connect onto this pink road anyway. This has given us some guys to look after him, so we don't need to worry about getting this guy anymore, the southern blue guy, any more houses. It definitely is this guy at the top, that's our far left blue, that's going to be our problem. So thank you for giving us more houses at the moment. There. Right, we will take a motorway, and we will pause for a second here to think this through. We've got 2 options for what we can do with this motorway. We can, alright, let's... What I think we want to do is put the motorway here. See how we do this. Motorway there, we'll turn him around, turn him around, turn him around. Send it up. Rid of that, connect that down. Let's give it a second. Oh, killing me, pink. So now we've got these poor few houses, okay. Well, that as well then. Did I set anything, pink? Now I can't get you to connect that smoothly because okay, 3 houses can now pink connect to that. Appreciate getting the 4th house down there. Now the idea was going to be that we use this motorway to connect these guys and have them bounce up to this guy to remove them from this mess. What then's just happened is that we've wait for those other road pieces to come back. Alright, well, what we can do is we can reclaim that road for now because these 3 guys aren't using it. And what we'll do is run that up there. Then we'll run this across like that. I would like a roundabout to fit into this section here so that we can, where'd my motorway go? Didn't I just reclaim a motorway? Oh, I did, it's 1, right here. What we can do is that, to ask these guys to leapfrog over this intersection that Blue's using. Try and reduce the congestion for the travel Blue's making. It's certainly not ideal. Okay, this guy's gone circular. Let's get this guy to run into the back of that to offer some support. Good thing that we can do now as well, actually, is we can flip these guys around. If we do this, we can go 1, 2, 3. Guess we diagonal's going to kill us here. So, before I said anything, our end goal is we can separate those guys out. Before I said anything. Yeah, you can see this. Our problem right now is this blue guy right here. That's just this. So I need a roundabout, and I need okay. I need a roundabout, and I need. Well, I don't need a roundabout. What we could do is we could get rid of that because light blue is still using it. No, I don't have a single piece of track to put one down there. We can put a let's think about this. Do we want these guys? If I put a motorway there, as long as these guys are still connected, they're just going to use the motorway. So it means that I'm going to get through traffic going from here through to this. So let's get rid of that and let's put it here. We'll put these 3 houses. No, I can't even sort of extend that road out there. Let's put them there. It's its own little nightmare. Great, 30 road tiles. So just as we have cleared out this perilous corner here, we've now got these light blues are going to start transferring through here instead. I don't want, but doesn't feel like I've got too much say in the matter. Alright, so I've just had him go circular. Let's click these guys down. Round and we'll... I don't think we can fully disconnect them. We can at least give them the option of 2 different routes to get what they want there. And then what we'll do is we will turn this guy around. There we go. So they're sort of divided into 2 sets of 3 houses as opposed to a set of 6 that can crisscross across each other. And it's not the furthest away points here. I'm still not happy with it. Decided how to fix it though. Feels like I could route them around there somehow. Because we've got the yellow house here, there's a sort of a lack of options of where to otherwise put it. At the same time, I possibly the saving grace here is that these 3 blues back here are doing some of the heavy lifting for this blue on the far left, but not all of the heavy lifting. So that what I mean by that is that he's that there are still guys that can come from the top to go down and help out. Now, the next thing I need to take care of is this roundabout at the bottom right. I need to detach pink from it. We can make it through this week. We are going to have to use a lot of diagonals to sort of cut up this way. And then sort of detach them and clean this up and make this whole thing move smoother. This here is looking awful. And it's not necessarily, you can see there's plenty of pink guys that are still at home. The issue is that it's just a mess of a road system. It needs a roundabout. So hopefully we get a roundabout today. If we don't, I'd probably say we're cooked. Or a motorway we could try and work some magic with. Motorway, let's work some magic with it. Okay, so what we'll do with our motorway is we will detach. Why is there a blue car in that parking lot at all? How's his day start that he's ended up there? Attach that. So these guys now swoop in that way. What we'll do is we'll put a motorway here. For these guys to go up there. So what we're now doing is we're removing the pink guys from operating through this system. So it means that the light blues moving through hopefully aren't as big a pain for these two guys. And as we go, so this whole move is designed around getting pink out of everyone else's hair. We'll give this guy to him though. We'll give this guy needs some support even though he's got such a close connection. We do want to keep an eye on the blues too, 'cause some of these blues, this guy here probably has the fewest of anyone. Yellow is probably the biggest concern for not having proper amount of houses attached. Alright, since this guy is still only square, what we'll do is we'll shift this guy back that way. We'll turn these two guys in there. Can't afford to connect him. We need to wait and patiently get that done. Let's do that. Remember to reconnect these two guys in a moment. And then what we can do is disconnect these two so that these greens become exclusively for this guy, these greens are exclusively for that one. Just to separate out those two tracks. Definitely we'll take the 30 road tiles, not trials. Let's connect those. We've got enough bridges that we could connect a couple of these blues across here. The problem is we can't really switch these light blues around the chunk that we've got here, fortunately. Now, we can see that this yellow here is getting a bit out of control, so he needs help. So what we need to now look at before we continue on is how can we get more yellow into this center section? Well, at the moment, we can see there's heaps of guys still sitting at home here. We've got this guy, so let's take 3 guys from here. Let's hop them across, down, and then we'll move this guy here. So it gives this guy 4, that guy 5. It still doesn't seem like he's overly satisfied with that. Like, this southern guy, at least, he's got to have, he needs more attention to sort of fix the issues that he currently has. He's still running on a negative. Oh, maybe he's winning it back now. And you can see there's still guys sitting at home from these 5 here, so as long as this yellow on the far left doesn't go circular, it doesn't look like he needs all of the attention that we were currently affording him. Okay, blue is now our next need cry for attention. So Let's turn these three guys this way. We'll have this track go up one more so that they're on a bit more of a smooth connection, and we've got now the closest guy to this top section directly attached to that. The correct adjustment here is that we get rid of this and we send the extra three guys here all head down, so this guy gains 100% more houses looking after him. This guy here, you can see there are guys still sitting at home looking after him, so he doesn't need any more. We do gain a highway once this comes back. That's going to be a nightmare for us. Especially if we can't get this yellow guy connected somewhere. Oh, that definitely eases the pressure. That's all we need. Yellow guy just sitting on that lane all the way up there. I don't even know where we've got to pull houses from to get to him. And the problem is if I currently go, well, let's not do anything. We'll just let the cards sit as they lie. It's going to be these 4 houses that are already like pressured to look after this guy. And that does make me realize there's only 4 houses currently with that task. This green down here is not doing great either. Maybe let's remake that connection to see if these guys at the top can sort of ease that pressure. We have these 2 yellow guys attached here. Can we get them around to the top? Problem is that to get them to the top, we're going to have to connect them to just basically this road. And to do that, they'd actually even have to... Oh, well, let's cut this guy under. Go like this. So that means that they can at least go all the way around to the top. The problem is it now means that they can also assist with this guy over here. So... and they're also going to be bothering a pink. Also bothering everything about this, and I realize this is now a catastrophic problem, is that we've got these light blues can't continue to go through here. So, what we need to do is detach this light blue guy from his current setup. Problem is, it means that we also have to then detach blue his setup. What if we went moved all of that, made this connection, did that. He's going to need more than 3 houses though. Get rid of that. And that guy around. Do that, so allow these 2 guys to connect in there. So now we've got the 5 houses there, can all attach to this. What we could then do is flick these 3 guys around. I don't have any spare bridges, so I just need to get rid of this and then replace it with that, which we can just sort of have as that sharp angle until we can correct it. Then what we need to do is place this here and drop it there. And then we wait to... we wait to see if how this plays out. Okay, oh, sorry, one thing I did forget to address in all of that is this guy. So, actually I did forget 2 things. The other problem was that I was meant to use that motorway that I just dumped on these guys for blue. Problem is that blue is just completely unattended. Just that, so... Sorry, Blue, we may have just shot ourselves in the foot. At least there seems to be a stream of Blues that have figured out how to do it, though. I don't quite know where they're going, but... Yeah, we've caused ourselves a problem that we've now, like, sort of... There's so many yellows and blues all trying to push in, and there's now... The other objective of this was to disconnect this. So basically, at the moment, we're just waiting on the mercy of this motorway here going away. As soon as this motorway goes away, I can detach this, because the problem is that this guy here needs to... we're sunk anyway. This guy here needs to stop encouraging this traffic to travel through him, which I can't do until I get that motorway. Ah, well. 2.7's not too bad. Let's see how we stack up on this one. Up 3%. Always happy with that. Where are we? Number 19. So it's still early in the week, so I'm sure that I will drop plenty before the week is done. But I mean, always nice to see your name in the top 20. Any questions or comments, feel free to chuck them below. Until next time, catch you later. See ya.